Hello and welcome back to Tales of Lumin. Today we're talking about Hearthstone's Grand Tournament announcement. I mean, obviously, it was announced last night and I gotta talk about it. I'm super excited to be talking about it. Leoric's addition to Heroes of the Storm and Diablo 3 patch 2.3, which is, in my honest opinion, shaping up to be something rather special. I mean, they recently announced that they add in a whole new zone that I feel Diablo 2 players will be incredibly excited to explore, but we'll get to that. Okay, right now, we're talking Grand Tournament. So, it was announced last night that the Grand Tournament is going to be a GVG-style expansion that's coming in August. So next month. I mean, everyone expected that it would be the Grand Tournament. It's just a different name for the Argent Tournament, and the story behind this, we don't need much story, we just want the cards, but the story behind this is that the tournament is going on. It doesn't stop. Lich King was defeated. The Argent Tournament itself, it's over, it's done. But the heroes, the champions, the dudes who wanted to do battle in the arena, they're carrying on. And things got a whole lot more silly since the Argent Tournament ended. So that's it. That's the background, that's all you need to know. There's actually a little bit more on the website, which is thegrandtourney.com. You can go check it out over there. But that's the gist of the background of the Grand Tournament. 132 new cards, lots of new cards that affect your hero power. It's really nice that they're not funneling us into one specific deck archetype, like with GVG it was mix. This time around, it seems to be much more varied. There is a focus on hero power, but at the same time, I mean, you're still going to have a whole lot more freedom because every single hero, all 9 of them have hero powers. So they can all use these cards, and you can use them in different ways. Now there's also a new keyword which is called Inspire, and it activates every time you use your hero power. So that's how the focus, or what the focus is being built on. It's kind of great. Some of the cards they showed off were just magnificent. Now, I'm going to be talking about all of this in much more detail in a Hearthstone video on the subject. So, I'm not going to talk about every single card here. I'm not going to cover, like, the finer details of how Inspire would work or anything like that. You're going to have to check the Hearthstone video for it. Here, I just wanted to say, basically, that it's been announced, and starting next week, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to be able to pre-purchase 50 packs for $50. Well, for $49.99, and that'll give you a card back as well. I don't know if that's a good deal, but I think it is. Not entirely sure, but I think it is. I'm not so clued up on the pricing. I think it's just a smallish discount, but it is a discount. Plus, you get the cool card back that I think most people kind of want. The most important thing to note is that it's a whole lot of new cards. There are going to be class legendaries, class spells, class minions. Obviously a whole bunch of neutral legendaries and minions. There seem to be new pirates. The totems for shaman, the whole archetype, that's been made into a thing. Totem shamans are now going to be a thing. Totemic might is finally going to have its time to shine. That's... wow. You know? After I played shaman in the Tavern Ball and I got Totemic Might like 3 times, I was really starting to despise that card. Really, really starting to despise that card. But it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. And some of the cards that they've shown off, I've got a list of them here. And some of them just look so good. So, so good. Some of them are so much better than the cards we currently have that I'm not even certain how we survived this long without these cards. I don't know. And I'm not sure how much they're gonna... The whole meta is just gonna be destroyed when all of this releases, and that's gonna be fun. I mean, that's the fun of getting 130 new cards. Oh my god. But it's exciting. Okay, so you can head on over to the official site. You can read more about it. The cinematic is also pretty great. I mean, obviously, Blizzard cinematics. Need I say more? You just say Blizzard cinematic, and people are there. Doesn't matter which game it's for, people are there. I was just watching the Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction expansion introduction cinematic. That was 15 years ago, and it still looks better than 90% of the stuff that other game companies put out today. Oh, it was so good. Man. And Bale was he was scary. Oh, that expansion. That game. Oh. My heart can't take it. I'm hoping that Diablo 3 patch 2.3 and the next Diablo expansion keep pushing things in the direction that they are pushing things, because it's a good direction. But now I'm going off on a tangent here. I was gonna first, before I start talking about Diablo, talk about Leoric. So Leoric's been added to Heroes of the Storm, and as expected, he's a pretty good hero. So he's like a melee tank, I mean a warrior type hero. Obviously everyone expected that would be, unlike the Butcher, who is a melee assassin. But he has such interesting talents and abilities and stuff that you can go for so many different builds with him, and I really like that. I have only played him in try mode, so in that one lane map that they give you against Arthas with Malfurion. I haven't spent much time with him yet. I haven't bought him yet. I might, because he looks great, but the hero just seems so well put together. The talents seem so well considered that, and this seems to happen with every hero they release. Every new hero seems to be better than all that came before them. Better in, not that they are just superior in strength, but better that you can actually do so much more stuff with them. If you want to, with Leoric, go for like a full-on lifesteal build, you can do that. If you want to go for a build that roots people in place or slows them constantly, you can do that. If you want to go for a build that reduces your death timer constantly and like really fast, so you don't spend much time dead. If you plan on dying a lot, you can do that as well. There are so many different things you can do, and then the hero's feel and visual style and everything. When he walks, he has this lumbering, I don't even know what to call it really, but when you watch him walk, it's great. I don't know why, but he has these really heavy, deliberate footsteps, footfalls, whatever you want to call it, and I just think that the modeling work and everything was so well done. The master skin's not really anything special. The vehicle skin is kind of nice, but the hero itself, it just seems amazing. Okay, it's great. His abilities are a big skeletal swing, I think it's called skeletal swing, that damages everyone in an arc in front of you. Then he's got a wraith grip type thing. I don't know the names. Okay, I just don't know the names. I wonder if I can click here and see. Oh, I can actually click here and see. Don't worry. So it's skeletal swing, I was right with that. Then drain hope, which latches you on to an enemy hero, and then as long as you stay in range, so it like leashes you to them. As long as you stay in range, it drains their hit points and it slows your movement speed so that you can't just constantly sit with them. I think there's a talent that actually cancels that, so you move the same speed as them again, but it drains their health while healing you up at the same time. And then there's also a talent that at the end of it, it does a big like chunk of damage as well. It's really cool, but it's also a skill shot, so it's not that easy to constantly hit. Then he's got Wraith Walk, which he uses, then leaves his body behind, goes like into a ghost form, and then he can move through things like enemy walls or enemy minions or heroes or whatever, and then spawn somewhere else. I'm assuming that enemy players can actually see you when you Wraith Walk. I think they can. And his ultis are Entomb and March of the Black King, I think they're called. Entomb makes a little thing around you. You should check the trailer out. It's great. It makes a little like tomb in front of you, and anyone that's caught in that is obviously trapped, which is kind of cool. So you can trap heroes when they're trying to run away, or trap them all in one little spot when a team fight starts or whatever. Then March of the Black King is just a big like sweeping AoE type attack that goes in a straight line. It's very cool. His trait is Undying, which means when he dies, he doesn't actually die. He still stays in the game as a Wraith. So it's very unique actually. He can move around the battlefield while dead and choose where he wants to spawn. Kind of great. So the hero itself looks really fun. I am keen to jump in to play it. Just not sure when I'm going to get the time to do that, but I like it. Now, patch 2.3 for Diablo. I don't know the details of the patch. I'm just putting that out there. There's a lot coming with this patch. A lot more than I'm going to talk about here. But what I wanted to talk about was the addition of the new zone called the Ruins of Sescheron. Now, Sescheron was the big city or citadel or town, or whatever you want to call it, that Bale attacked at the start of Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. That's the Diablo 2 expansion where you travel to the Barbarian Highlands up north, you know? So it was that city that he started laying siege to. If you watch the cinematic that you can actually see on the article that I'm going to link, then you'll see Sescheron there. Now we're going to get to explore the ruins of Sescheron, and in there are new monsters. There's obviously this whole new zone to explore, and we're going to get this Herodic cube-like item. I think it's called the Cube of Kanai, or the something of Kanai. I'm not entirely sure, but it works in a similar fashion to the Herodic cube, and you can do all sorts of really cool stuff with it. But the addition of that zone, man, it's so unexpected to me, because the Blizzard guys, like, they're releasing so much content for Diablo consistently as well. Like, when the new season starts, I think patch 2.3 comes with that. When the new season starts, it's basically going to be like a whole new game again. It's like a huge content update that's going to add so much more replayability on top of what the game already has, that everyone should just stream back to Diablo. It's crazy. And this isn't even an expansion or anything. I'm assuming they're working on the expansion and we'll hear about it at BlizzCon. It's ridiculous. I am so impressed by what the Diablo 3 team is doing currently. I'm constantly struggling between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 because I've been talking and thinking about Diablo 2 a lot recently. But I'm so impressed by what they've been doing and what they turning this game into. And I honestly think, given what I've seen now, that the next expansion is going to make Diablo 3 what it was meant to be all along. It's going to make it so good that you're just going to have to play it. You're going to be forced to play it because it's that good. I'm already enjoying it. I actually spent a lot more time than I needed to playing during this last season. I had to actually play quite a lot to get to Torment 5 to kill Malthael and whatever other bosses or whatever, but I ended up playing more because it was actually kind of fun. I was playing Demon Hunter for the first time around, and the amount of different legendaries and set items and stuff that drop, pretty great. It's nice just messing around with builds. At the end of the day, and I've spoken about this before, it's a little sad that some of the builds and stuff don't work. It's like there's always one really powerful build that you need to go for to be super competitive, but I think that with 2.3, and this is something that I just remember hearing, they gonna start to encourage people to use like different builds. Go for maybe a more single target build, other than like the standard, for instance with Demon Hunter, you just go like multi-shot, full on, all in multi-shot, nothing else really works. Before it was the whole pit build, before that it was the Reign of Vengeance, but it's always like that. There's always one build that is far superior to the rest, because like the set items and stuff modify it or whatever, but it seems like with 2.3 they're trying to give players more freedom, and I love that. I really do, because a big part of the fun of Diablo, to me at least, is the fact that there is so much variation. You can do so much with the abilities. It just ends up being a lot of fun if you mess around with everything in it, and well, that's what I want. So I'm super keen for 2.3. Ruins of Sescheron are looking great. I mean, the atmosphere of that zone, it looks so creepy. And the mobs and stuff that you fight there, oh, it looks amazing. It looks so good. This is not the first zone that they added another one before as well. So they're doing some good stuff. I'm excited about Diablo. I really am. And it's nice that all of this is coming now. I mean, we've got the Grand Tournament next month. I think Diablo 3 2.3 will probably be in August as well, but closer to the end of the month. Maybe at the start of the next month, but I expect it to be in August sometime. That'll be the start of the new season as well. And then obviously there's all the new stuff coming to Heroes of the Storm. The next hero that's coming is probably going to be the Monk, which is a support, which is kind of exciting. All of this is coming now leading up to BlizzCon 2015. And then at BlizzCon, well, the hype is just renewed, because all the other new stuff will be announced. It's exciting. Super exciting. So, Grand Tournament, Leoric, patch 2.3, and the Ruins of Sescheron. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you think about all of this crazy stuff. I am obviously the most excited about the new Hearthstone expansion, but I still play, like, I play Heroes of the Storm pretty much on a daily basis. I do. I have been playing Diablo on a daily basis. I'm not playing it so much anymore, but by playing it on a daily basis, I mean just for a little bit every day. Like, I play 1 or 2 Heroes games maybe at night, and I messed around in Diablo almost on a daily basis as well. Obviously, I play Hearthstone all the time, but it's exciting that all these games that I love so much are being updated and are just getting better. So, tell me what you think. Tell me which of these announcements is your favorite. There's obviously more stuff going on. There's some World of Warcraft stuff going on, but it's mostly boring, like hotfixes and stuff. Not going to talk about that here. But look forward to the Grand Tournament video for Hearthstone. I'm going to talk about the cards a little bit. Give you my probably entirely incorrect insights as to what I think about the cards, and so on and so forth. But there you go. Happy that.